Morning, guys. Have coffee. Why am I on this morning? Well, we're going to start off with a little bit of a rant, sort of, kind of, maybe. And then maybe some channel shoutouts at the end. Nah, let's reverse that. Let's do the good stuff first. So, current state of affairs, and that's one of the things that actually got my first channel kind of killed, was I did a couple political rants. I'm going to keep the political side out of it. I'm just going to discuss the things that need to be discussed. The first two amendments, First and Second Amendment, which most of the people that watch my channel agree with. First Amendment, free speech. Second Amendment, shall not be infringed the right to bear arms to protect against tyrannical governments, both foreign and domestic. I took an oath, as did most of you, to protect that. And I know a lot of other people that took oaths to protect that don't watch my channel. That being said, it's severely under attack. I watched a show, what was it? Oh, about a week ago, maybe less. It described the situation quite well. They started on the West Coast, and now they're hitting the East Coast. Virginia is a prime example of it, of the most recent attack. And it's all funded by one person. We all know who that is, so I don't need to mention his name. But he's got billions to throw away to accomplish, and now this guy's even running for prez. God help us all. That being said, your Second Amendment rights are no longer guaranteed. With the money that's being pushed, and we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars per state to defeat our amendments, and they're saying that we don't need our First Amendment rights because the Constitution and all the Bill of Rights and all that stuff is just wacky and we need to change it all. Well, in my personal opinion, they're wacky and we need to change them. But we can't. It's not going to happen. You and I can sit here and talk until we're blue in the face and discuss these things, and nothing's going to change unless we do action. And now, no, I'm not calling for violent actions. Get out and vote. If you don't vote, you can't change nothing. Okay, I vote when I can. When the opportunity is there, I go check the box. Excuse me. So, go out and vote. But what are we voting for? Well, first off is our rights that were God granted, inalienable. And God granted them not just to us or them, He granted them to everybody. So I don't want to hear none of this, religion bashing stuff that has popped up on my channel in the past. Thank God for blocked words. Otherwise I'd have to... Anyway. The point being is states like Virginia that have now almost completely destroyed your ability to own any firearm. Because, what is it? SB 68, I think it is. It's any weapon that can be seen having an item that looks scary, tactical type stuff. Those aren't the exact words. I'm paraphrasing on purpose. That means an old revolver. If it's got a custom handle on it, custom grips, oh, that could be seen as scary. That's now illegal. You can't go training and then go to a Second Amendment rally in open carry, or actually, if they want to deem it concealed carry, no, it's your right, because that's a felony. Okay, you see where it's going? You have no rights. Now, we've got Timo, World Without Rule of Law, and if you haven't checked out his channel, go check him out. World Without Rule of Law. His name's Timo. He's down there. He's living it. I haven't heard. He said he's going to go checking on some things, and I haven't seen back from him yet, so I may have missed it. If I have, Timo, I'm sorry. I'll go check after I make this. He's trying to figure out what's going on down there with the sanctuary cities and all that stuff, the counties. But I don't honestly see them getting very far. Because unlike illegal immigration, there's no money to help us. for our Second Amendment rights, except through the NRA, the USCCA, and the other groups that are actually pro-Second Amendment. We're not going to get nowhere. Sanctuary cities for illegal immigration, we don't get nowhere for that either. They're protected by the money that's going to create anti-2A laws, and that very same money will crush sanctuary cities for 2A. Watch, you'll see it. Those counties are going to get cut off from the state. They're going to get destroyed by the state. And the federal government won't step in and help. Just like they don't with the sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. Now don't take me wrong, I'm not saying that all immigrants or illegal immigrants are bad. I actually worked for a year with a bunch of them. They didn't have green cards, they were here illegally. But I'm going to tell you, some of them guys are hardworking, honest. And they'll do a job that there ain't no single American will do. I mean, are you willing to go out and do a pumpkin patch or watermelon patch or go pick, whatever at the rate they're paying? No, you won't. I don't know of anybody that would. And you know what? To be honest, when I was younger, I did. I picked asparagus. That was my first job, picking asparagus. And I wouldn't do it now. I'm a little too old for it. But the point being is they're doing a job that nobody else wants to do. And those people down in those areas who are crying, there's no jobs. Yeah, there's jobs. You just don't want to do it. You're too lazy. You want the government to hand you free stuff. Don't mind the cat. She's full of pea and vinegar this morning. Aren't you tired? Anyway, back to topic. So, the action I'm calling is for anybody that is pro-Second Amendment to get out and vote. Write your congressman or congresswoman. Write your senators. The House of Democrats need to hear from people who are Second Amendment supporters. They need to hear the voices. Not just the Republicans, but the Democrats as well. They have to know that there is a strong force willing to stand up for their rights. And I'm not saying do it violently. That's actually sending them on. Don't be like Antifa. Antifa, by definition of our government, is an is a terrorist group. They're anti-American in everything they do and say. They use violence to push their agenda. That is terroristic activity, according to our own government, which our own government, thanks to the Democrats, won't do nothing about it. And yes, I'm calling them out. So anywho, just write letters, make phone calls. I send emails because it's easier. However you want to do it, get it done. Because these states out west that seem like they're so happy hunky-dory, look at Texas, predominantly red state a year or two ago. Pro 2A is now more red than purple. And yeah, they're losing their rights pretty fast too. I mean, heck, they almost voted Beto in. That would have been real bad. And if you know who gets in to be president over Trump, you don't have there's a snowball's, rephrase that. There is no snowball's chance and you know where of us having any rights. Our First Amendment's gone. The Second Amendment's gone. Everything will be gone because they've already made it clear, and they said it back when Obama was president. They want to do away with the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the amendments, all of that, rewrite it to fit their narrative. And I'm going to tell you where that narrative is. It's just like Venezuela. Venezuela used to be a very oil-rich country. Money went to their heads. As the old saying goes, power corrupts absolutely. It's longer than that, but I shortened it. And they want to turn us into Venezuela. Now, just follow me for a second. There's a reason they want to do that. They want to push for the one world government. They want all peoples to be under one ruler. And it will be a dictatorship. And if you think I'm full of it, that's okay. That's your prerogative. But it's biblical. The Bible says it will happen. There will be a one world government. It's going to happen, whether we like it or not. Now, can we change God's timeline? No. Can we ask Him to delay it? Yeah, by prayer. prayer and supplication. There are many times in the Old Testament, the Old Tanakh, where God told his prophets, tell my people to pray and I will hold off on judgment. And when the people of Israel listened, God stayed his judgment. Here's a perfect example. Remember Jonah, belly of the whale? Most people forget the whole story. They just remember Jonah being in the belly of a whale for 3 days. But he went to Nineveh, he hoped that God wasn't going to stall his judgment. He hoped God was going to smite them down right then and there. And he got mad when God didn't. But the people of Nineveh actually listened. They threw on sackcloth. They mourned and prayed and asked God for forgiveness. And he did for 40 years. Okay, so God can delay his judgment if his people get down on their hands and knees and pray about it. And if you're not a Bible person, that's cool. I hold nothing against you. That's between you and him. It's not for me. All I can do is tell you my belief. And if you don't agree, that's cool. We can agree to disagree on it. Let's still be adults here. Let's not act like a bunch of 3-year-old children on a playground fighting over, somebody's little toy. It's baloney. So, we're at 11 minutes now, roughly. Yeah, I know, I kind of went way off topic then. I just went to the bad stuff first. I'm sorry. Old age has a habit of changing your brain sometimes. You say one thing and do something else. Shiny. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Anyway. So let's get back. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're one of the few. Go check out Camp Patton Family Compound. Tongue-tied. Gil's a great guy, former DHS, and very knowledgeable young man. He's looking to up his subscriber count. He's got an awesome giveaway. Just go over, check him out. If you like the content, jump on his channel, hit the subscribe, slap that bell around a little bit. There's a couple other guys. Go check out Will Patriot, Jerry's Outdoors, Mondak Living. I could go on for the next 30 minutes naming off all these channels you need to go check out. There's a bunch of great channels out there that all support Second Amendment, that all believe that God granted us all inalienable rights. They're all equal, no matter where you come from, no matter what color your skin, what language you speak. We are all equal. God said he created all man equal. Therefore, everybody deserves prayer equally. So let's stop this infighting stuff. Let's stop fighting amongst ourselves in the community that we have. Let's not go beep, beep, beep over one comment. Let's not fight about things. Let's get on the same page. Let's stand up with a voice that's loud. Not physically. Just stand up. Let your name be counted. Not everybody is going to stand up. And the less people that stand up, the worse it's going to get. Colonial Noir. And some people may think I mispronounced it. Maybe I did. Sorry, buddy. Go check out his channel. He just did a video this morning on Virginia, which is where I got some of my information. I did a lot of checking to make sure I was hearing him correctly. Go check him out. Go sign up. Let him know that your voice back is with his. And there are other people that are fighting for our rights. As YouTubers and the channels that I've already mentioned. Excuse me, talking too much. I heard that comment, young man. Chill. Anywho, we need to stand up together. Now, obviously, there's no way that we're going to get all the prepping community channels to bond in one whole little ball, because there's too much fighting. We've got to stop it, because the more we infight, the stronger the left will get. Now, there are some people on the left that are coming back to the right slowly, but for the most part, they're all staying left, and they're going to go far left or mid-left, trying to appease the masses from mid-left. It still ends up in the same route. I mean, it's been put out by many channels before that people in California are running away because they don't like the stuff in California. But when they go to the new state where they're at, they want to vote in laws that are just like California. That's a plan. That's not an accident. It's the way it's planned. The further west or east that they can move their stuff, the better off they think they're going to get to taking our rights away. I want to say hi to everybody. Come here. Look at the camera. But at the rate things are going, if we don't start bonding together and sticking together and doing the things as a community that we need to do, there's no sense in putting out videos no more. There's no sense in trying to change anything. Because if we can't stand up and try to change as a group, one voice isn't going to make a difference. 20 voices, doubtful. 100,000 voices, that's starting to get pretty loud. And with the actual number of people that watch videos on YouTube, on the prepping stuff, that's 1 million voices. 1 million voices is really loud. That might get some attention. So if you like what I'm saying, which I'm not saying anything really bad, I don't think so, share this video out. Get more people involved. We have to stick together. We've got to stop the infighting. We need to go check out these other channels that are providing quality content that are also standing up for Second Amendment and First Amendment rights, because if either one of those goes, the other one's gone with it. And there's no order to it. Everybody keeps saying, well, if we lose the Second Amendment, we'll lose. No, you can lose the first before the second. And it'd be pretty easy. Angela Merkel just said, her words were, and I'm probably going to mess it up just a tiny bit, we need to take away your free speech because otherwise we won't be free. Which is a contradiction in and of itself. But that's the exact same thing MB, and some people will figure that out pretty quickly, who also wants to be prez. It's pretty much the exact same thing he said. So you see where this is all going? It's a circular thing. Going back to the one world government, one world economy, one world church, which is all biblical. But we can delay it. I honestly believe, and I made this comment before he was elected, that if Trump was elected, it would give America a stay. And we got our stay. Our economy bounced back, although it is a bubble, and that's another topic for another day. But we've gotten a reprieve, so to speak. Now, we still get warnings, and those warnings are telling us to, hey, straighten up. And I'll give you an example. It's kind of a personal one, and I hope she don't mind. I don't think she watches my channel yet. But there's a young lady I used to work with, and she was in a car wreck after drinking and driving. Nobody got hurt, thank God. But she came to work, and her and I were talking, and I said, look, I'm going to tell you straight up. That was God giving you one final warning to straighten up, or you're going to get shipped out, basically. I said it probably in a few more harsher words, but no swear words, of course. I told her, I said, that's your final warning from God. Don't dismiss it. She went home and prayed, went back to church. She's now a missionary. She's now married with 2 kids, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, because I haven't talked to her in a while. But now she's doing more work for God than she ever did. And it's only been a few years past. And she's come a long way. She's been blessed immensely. Those blessings are there for all of us. Just get on your hands and knees and pray. If you don't pray, that's cool. That's on you. Not me. So the point of the whole thing is, look, we've been given a reprieve. I think that reprieve is about to end if we don't get down and do something. But don't do it violently. You were not called to arms. God has not set down any messengers and said, hey, go do this. He hasn't. What he has sent is warnings of judgment. Now, I'm not the only person that said this. There are other people far greater than I in the Lord that would have made the similar statements for the last couple of years. I'm not trying to spread fear. I'm not a fear monger. If I wanted to grow my channel that way, I could spread fear like crazy. I could go out, do research, and I could spin stuff in such a way to make your hair stand on the back of your neck. That's not the kind of guy I am. I believe in truth and honesty. And you'll see that when I do the review on these. Because, well, they're junk. Good premise, but junk. And that's the way with a lot of legislation that's coming down right now for all these states. They're junk. How do we fix that? By being honest, standing up, and making our voices heard. Democrat, Republican, Independent, everybody needs to stand up and make your voices heard. Obviously, if there's a Democrat watching this, they're going to tell me that I'm nutsy cuckoo for wanting to keep my Second Amendment right. Well, you know what? I'm not as young and spry as I used to be. I have arm and nerve issue, and so I can't fire a 12-gauge shotgun. So I can't. But I can fire a 223 because there's almost no recoil. There's a little bit, almost none. 12-gauge, on the other hand, feels like you're getting kicked. That will put me down for a minute. I fire a 9. I really don't want to fire a 45 ACP or 40 mil, 40 cal, or 10 mil. I really don't, because those will hurt because of the nerve issues I have. And so I'm not wanting to punch anybody either, because that'll also cause immense amount of pain. I would like to be able to defend my family. And I can do that with my Second Amendment rights, which right now here in Ohio are falling fast. So I'm probably going to have to get out of this state myself. Anyway, get your voices heard. Do what you need to do to get people together. You know, Will Patriot, Jerry's, Camp Patton, Just-in-Time Prepping, Lake Erie Prepper, I could go on and on. These are all small channels, all little. Mine's, what, 370 now maybe? We need to try and get everybody on the same page. And that's the reason why some of these live streams have been happening lately, where groups of people are trying to get together so we can get our voices heard. But we can't do that until we're all on the same page. Speaking of live stream, my live stream tonight at 9:30 Eastern will be on snow preparedness, winter time preparedness. Gil from Camp Patton will be on. I do believe Just-in-Time Prepping will be on. And we may have 1 or 2 more guests. I'm not sure yet. One more. So, again, get out and get your voices heard. Because we're fighting a losing battle here because too many people are quiet. You know, yeah, I've already said it a dozen times. Vote, text, email, call if you can. Whatever method you can use to get a hold of those people, those representatives, do it. Get with your local sheriff's department, find out, you know, and it's pretty easy to tell if your sheriff is pro 2A or not. And if you have to deal with a police officer, find out if he's pro 2A. Don't harass him if they're not. Don't be a jerk. Okay? Because that just creates dissension. And then when you need somebody and he happens to be the one that's closest, he's going to take his slow, sweet time getting to where you're at. He's going to get there, but it's just not as fast as he could. And if you've been a jerk to him, there's a high probability he's not going to be very nice to you. So even if you don't like police, be at least respectful. Okay? That's just the way it is. Be respectful. Be respectful to your enemies. Doesn't the Bible tell us to know what our enemies are doing? I'm of the mindset that I'll break bread with my enemy just so I know where he's at and what he's doing. Do I trust him? No. Do I expect him to try and stab me in the back the first chance he gets? Yep. But I'm also going to know exactly where he's at, what he's doing when he's doing it. Now, I'll feed my enemy if I have to, just so I know. Know what your enemy is doing. Your enemy will undoubtedly hang himself by his own actions. So I've rambled. We're at 25 minutes. Wow. All right, I'll shut up now. But go check out the channels I've mentioned. Get out and vote. Get your voices heard. Our Second Amendment rights and our First Amendment rights are falling faster than most people realize. Because once they've already hit the West Coast, they're tidying up the East Coast. The next thing they're going to hit is the flyover states. And Ohio's starting to fall pretty fast too. So they've already started here. Bloomberg last year spent like $120 million here in this state to try and stop the Second Amendment stuff. And he's succeeded quite well, unfortunately. So that's it for this video. If you've watched this far, congratulations. I'll see you tonight at 9:30. Be safe. God bless.